So what is the background of Halloween? Essentially, originated with the Celtics in the British Isles. Before it was, these were pagan people, so they had no founded religion. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu nusalli ala rasulihil kareem wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Welcome back. And today we have a very interesting topic for you. It's actually a little sad that I have to talk about this, especially being in Pakistan and for a largely Pakistani audience. But one of the reasons that I'd moved back from the United States was to save my own children from these evils. And it seems to have permeated all around the world. And Pakistan is not immune from the evil effects of this cultural domination, where everything Western and everything Eurocentric gets taken as something superior. And no matter what sort of garbage or filth they throw at us, we lap it up. And among those things are the celebration of Halloween. And as October 31st is approaching, I thought it would be an excellent opportunity to address our viewers and let them know a little bit of background of what's going on and how important it is for all of us to reject it, shun it, absolutely throw it out of our lives, throw it out of our nation, our culture, our civilization, and not let this cancer creep into our society as it is. So what is the background of Halloween? Essentially, originated with the Celtics in the British Isles. Before it was, these were pagan people, so they had no founded religion. You would know about pagans and druids. It's these mythological sort of beliefs with gods in nature, multiple gods, etc. And essentially, evil is also something that is worshipped. So basically, this is devil worshippers' New Year's. That's what it comes down to. Halloween is the devil worshippers' New Year's. So that's it for you. What happened then was in the 7th century, the Christians in Britain, they adopted it. And as European Christians adopted a lot of pagan filth and nonsense into themselves, such as Lupercalia, which is now celebrated as Valentine's Day. And as such, they integrated other pagan rituals, pagan beliefs, pagan practices with very sinister and dark engagements. They would incorporate, and I'm guessing that the reasoning was in order to bring people closer or for whatever other reasons. And that is why in our deen, there are very strong lines of demarcation that nothing can be added into the deen because it is pure and pristine. And from Allah, it's what's revealed, and that is that's what leads to perfect success in both worlds. So the way it was absorbed was that whereas October 31st was considered the last day of summer or agreeable weather, and then November 1st winter kicks in, they changed this into November 1st being All Saints Day or All Hallows Day. And the evening before that, October 31st, which was originally Samhain in the Celtic lore, that became All Hallows Eve, meaning the evening before All Hallows Day. Or in a different dialect, it would become Halloween, as the next day was Hallowmas. So Hallowmas, meaning the Mass of all that is pure and all that is sacred, of saints. The evening before that became Halloween. So that's where the name or the word comes from. And basically, what now these newfound Christians with pagan beliefs mixed into them, what they believed was that devils and demons and evil spirits are let loose in this night, because the next day is such an honorable day. So they're let loose, and they wreak havoc, and they cause all sorts of madness and craziness. So how to deal with them? Now that's the question. So the what they came up with as how to deal as a solution was that if you dress up as something demonic and evil yourself, then these evil spirits, these demons and these devils will mistake you as one of them and not bother you, and not cause fear or other sorts of phantasmagoric activity. And then what comes next is, of course, trick or treat. So where's trick or treat coming from? Well, then they believed that these spirits will come to your home and they will haunt you and they will upset you unless you give them offerings, unless you appease them, you give them treats. So they would lay out treats for these supposed evil spirits and devils to appease them, to please them, which is a sign of worship, which is essentially in Islam, it's registered as worship. To give offerings to anyone is to worship them, and any metaphysical or spiritual being. That is a form of worship. So they would worship them by giving them offerings and to ward off and save themselves from their evil. Because if they would not give them these treats, then the other option was that they would trick you. They would play tricks on you. They would cause problems for you. They would haunt you. They would cause fear and panic, etc. So this is where you're getting your trick or treat. This is where you're getting your Halloween. And what happened later on, as this moved into English society, and then through, I'm sorry, I said English society, British society, which meant the Scots, the Irish mainly, and some of the English or Welsh. And as the Scots and Irish moved to the United States, they took this with them. And there then what happened was you'd get ruffians and delinquents. They would act as these devils, and they would go around harassing people and, demanding treats from them. So if you did not give them treats, they would do nasty things like throw eggs at your house, or, throw garbage on your front door, or other nasty things that boys, delinquents, you would expect them to do. Break bottles, etc. So that is where this entire thing, it basically, from devils, it became human devils. And then what about our children? Children going around begging for treats, begging for candy, dressed as demons and goblins and ghosts and witches. And that is the American culture. That is what we're importing, that dress your children up as demons, as devils, and make them go around begging for candy. So we want our kids to go begging around, and then, pile up this mass of sugar, which they consume without any control, and with hyperglycemia, and with all sorts of, it leads to diabetes, and all this chaos taking place, and they're wreaking havoc with their health. And the junk food mafia and the big pharma, they're laughing all the way to the bank, raking in massive profits. So it's basically now become a profit-generating industry, multi-billion-dollar industry all around the world, that they keep trying to shoving down your throat as well. The why Muslims are not doing this. So incidentally, alhamdulillah, my two of my sisters living in the US, so their children grew up there, and when schools would have these sort of events for Halloween, etc., the conscious Christians, the conscious Jews and Muslims, they would tell their schools that we do not want our kids participating in this. So the schools would respect that, and they would organize some other activity for these Christians, Jews, and Muslims. So what I'm trying to say is that in other countries, a conscious and conscientious religious people are rebuking and rejecting this filth. It's not just Muslims, it's Christians who are abhorred by this. There's Jews who are abhorred by, find it abhorring. and I'm sure, other religions as well, Hindus maybe. But ultimately, what else happens is that these kids grew up into adults, and now you have these adults with having costume parties, these parties inundated with alcohol and drugs, absolutely going insane with substance abuse, going, indulging in disgusting acts, perverse acts, sexual acts. That's what these parties are about. And that's what they want to shove down your throat and happen with your children and in your homes as well. And what's so sad is that the factory schools in this country are actually actively promoting this. And unless me and you and others of good conscience, we do not stand up, they're robbing away. The problem is that these factory schools are actually pushing a very Eurocentric agenda. They suffer from identity crisis and a Eurocentric inferiority complex. So everything European is superior, and we must ape them, we must mimic them because we have nothing of our own. So this void, this vacuum in an identity leads to this sort of perverse behavior, or just blindly following whatever the West throws at you. One thing that comes as a counterpoint, which would come to you as well, maybe your kids will say that as well. What's the harm? Let people have fun. That is the first sentence at the beginning of every evil in society. Every evil in society can be explained away with that one statement. What's the harm? Let people have fun. Let them smoke. What's the harm? Let people have fun. Let them have drugs. What's the harm? Let people have fun. Let them cut themselves. Is fun the only thing, the only pursuit in life? Everything has to revolve around fun. There's nothing else in life except fun. So this pursuit of pleasure, this is a very basic level philosophical, ideological flaw on which entire Western society is standing. So this is where they will come. That is why that question will come, because at the base, they want pursuit of pleasure of nafs. We want the pursuit of pleasure of Allah. So this worshipping of your desires, worshipping of your pleasures is what drives everything in the West. And therefore, unless we, gain some sense and actually actively fight back, actively reject, actively tell our schools and our community that how wrong this is, and we will not allow this to further percolate into our society, this will keep developing as a cancer and eat us all up. That is the only direction it can go. So my request is that we try our best. Now is the time. There are a few days before Halloween. So please make your utmost, spread this awareness, spread this message, forward this video to as many people as you can, and talk to your school, their administration, ensure that they don't take any such steps, because if they know that parents don't like this, they will not do it. They are after all Muslims, and they are after all conscious of this. They sometimes just forget that where to draw the line. So this is my request. Thank you very much.